What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Marvel Revisited, and we're going into Phase 2, everybody. What'd you think about that intro? Am I right? Dang! So good.
It's stuck in your head.
Right? Yeah.
It really does.
But welcome, everybody, to Marvel Revisited, where we all get together, we geek out over every MCU movie in order. And today, Eric, what movie are we revisiting?
What? Where? How dare you? Today's Marvel movie is Iron Man 3.
That is correct.
I hope I didn't blow up the mic with that.
No, you sounded great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So as we start, usually we're gonna go down the line and we're gonna talk about how many times we've seen it and did anything change seeing it this time. Eric, let's start it off.
This was my second time watching Iron Man 3 because the first time I saw it, I wasn't too impressed. We'll get into that later. I love Iron Man as he's one of my. Tony Stark is essentially the best Avenger, honestly. So I'll just say I liked it better the second time around. So those are my base thoughts.
Cool. Yeah, for me, I remember distinctly watching this movie in the theaters, and I walked out like, what the heck just happened? But watching it again, I think this is my second or third time. And it's not as bad as I remembered. There are some things that we'll get into that they definitely do, in my opinion, insult your knowledge or what you think is going to happen in this movie. But other than that, it's not terrible. Let's introduce Marvelous Facts. At 2 hours and 10 minutes, this is the longest standalone Iron Man movie. Before we go into ranking other things about it, this movie came out May 3rd, 2013, directed by Shane Black, and the box office of $1.2 billion.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Budget of $200 million. Yep. And it was released in 2013. And of course, I just said that. And this movie marks the 50th anniversary of Iron Man, which is really cool.
Ooh, that is cool.
Yeah, really cool. That's really cool. All right, guys, let's get into ranking all the nitty-gritty stuff. I'm excited about this. Let's rank the importance to the MCU. I'll give you guys the rankings. Number 1 is Avengers. Number 2, Thor. 3, Captain America. 4, Iron Man 2. 5, Iron Man. 6, The Incredible Hulk. But what do you think on the importance to the MCU, Eric?
I mean, he blows up all his suits. That's a big deal. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's very high up there, but I'm not sure if it goes above Iron Man 2 or below.
I would say above, because for me, Iron Man 2 is at number 4, above Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk. The one above Iron Man 2 is Captain America. I think for me, in this movie, which we'll get into ranking Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. But in this movie, this is where we see the real Iron Man, in my opinion, because in the other movies, he's incredibly arrogant. He has that facade, the thing that it's just I don't know. I feel like to a certain point, it's just a coping mechanism of him just being a D and just like wanting to like spend all his money and everything because that's his coping mechanism. So people don't see his weakness. But I feel like after Avengers, that changed him. And this is where we see, in my opinion, the real Iron Man, the one who's actually willing to do something, who stands his ground, and that's the character that I actually like. Like, going back to see the other one, it's funny, but it's not, I feel like there's not as much motive as there is with this Iron Man. So that is important. The only other thing that this movie brings is a problem, which is the Mandarin, which they fix later on, but it's more of a problem in this movie, But I think putting it above the Incredible Hulk, under Iron Man, I can totally see that. Yeah. All right. It's official. This is going to it's going to go under Iron Man, above the Incredible Hulk. Let's rank the Iron Man suits. So we're going to rank the Mark 42. There's a lot of suits in this movie, but we're just going to rank Mark 42 because that's the main suit. So right now we have Avengers Boy, and then number 2 we have Suitcase Boy, and then 3 we have Chrome Dome, 4 Triangle Cool Boy, 5 the OG Mark 3, 6 Cave Boy. Where is the Mark 42?
This is hard because I feel like the application of the suit is so like BA, like that's just like, and then it comes to you. I mean, it's got to be high. I'd say I'd be 2. We could put the one we're talking about right now
Under
right
Mark 3.
under Mark 3, which I kind of feel like what's really cool about it besides what I just talked about.
Yeah, there's nothing else cool other than the way it goes on, the functionality. That's the coolest thing about the suit. But just because of that, I'm like, just looking at the list. Okay, we have Avengers number 1, Suitcase Boy 2, Chrome Dome 3. I think it's definitely better than Chrome Dome. Chrome Dome sucked. It's a prototype. What do you guys think of the villain? Yeah. Horrible. Okay. I have been waiting for this moment. Before I watched this movie, I didn't know anything about the Mandarin. I knew that the Mandarin was supposed to be Iron Man's number 1 nemesis. That's pretty much all I knew. This is what I propose to the MCU Council, okay? What should have happened in this movie? They should have thrown the Mandarin idea out the window and gone, okay, we want this villain. And of course, Tony Stark has to create this villain. There's no way for Tony Stark to create the Mandarin, so Tony Stark has to create this villain. We're going to do this random, obscure character, Aldrich Killian, who in the comics just sells his things and then shoots himself in the head. That character, we're going to make him the main villain of this movie. I say no. I say no. I say there is
no.
There is a better villain that they created in April of 2008. First appearance, The Order number 8, and that character is Zeke Stain. He should have been the main villain of this movie, and it would have been so much more intriguing and more powerful. And the character would have had actual motive because his dad died by the hands of Tony Stark. The character, his powers are similar. In the comics, he pretty much takes inspiration from Tony Stark and is all like, okay, I want my revenge. But he wasn't really close to his dad at all. So he never got to meet his dad because his dad was always focused with Tony Stark. So he's like, you're the son that I should have been, So he's also a genius. So he creates the a tech that is connected to like his actual. It's what can I think of the word? Um, he actually makes himself a bioweapon. So he makes it into his skin and everything, so that the suit pretty much just appears on him like Tony does later on in the MCU as well. And just that tension that Zeke would add to to this movie would have been so necessary. It is necessary because Aldrich Killian is a terrible villain. It's just this lame guy that we've never heard of before who's like, "Ah, you left me standing on the rooftop. Now I'm going to kill you." It's like, "What?" And then this dude just breathes
I hate
fire.
roofs.
Or, here's another idea. You could have just doubled down on the Mandarin as well. Stupid. Like, for me, when I first watched this movie in theaters, I was insulted. That was like, really? You're going to do this to the main villain? It's just so dumb. And I felt like they were trying to make it seem comedic and all that, but it was just like, this is dumb the whole time. Yeah, yeah. But I'm like, his acting just in like the clips that we get and everything before that too, he's intimidating. This man is like, dang, they would have been awesome, you know? And the fact that they made him Middle Eastern too, I think was a great idea. And that's like a really cool concept as well. Number 1, Loki. 2, Red Skull. 3, Ivan Vanko. 4, Obadiah. 5, Abomination.
Are we doing just Killian or Mandarin?
No, man, Killian. Yeah,
Killian's. I think Abomination's better than Killian.
I agree.
Yeah, like let me touch your chest with my hand for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll melt through.
And the thing
Like,
is, also, I thought about it. I'm like, we have never seen Zeke Stain in live action. I'm like, I think the actor that they chose even would have sufficed. Like, he would have been an okay choice for this character. Like, I don't understand why they had such a big Iron Man villain right there waiting and already had all this writing in the comics and everything, and they decided to pull and go with this tiny little obscure villain, and he's the main. I'm like, what was your thought process with this? I don't know.
well, also it kind of throws people off too, because people that do not know the comics, they're just waiting for like villains, and then they're like, yeah, and then they're like, who's this guy? And then they like people that know the comics are like, that dude's supposed to kill himself. What?
Yeah, yeah. I'll rank it the very bottom.
Yeah, Guy Pearce. Me
Right.
and me and Winnie were talking a little bit before that, and it's like I was telling him too. There's just something off about the actor. The only thing that I can like stand him in is the Count of Monte Cristo. Um, and this like there's just something about him. I don't know if it's his acting or just the way he looks. I
At the bottom. Um, since we were talking about the Mandarin, Anthony Mackie auditioned for the Mandarin. Interesting little fact.
Anthony Mackie. Oh, I was like, why does that
That
sound
Anthony
so
Mackie.
familiar?
And I'll throw this one in there too. AIM, Advanced Idea Mechanics, is the scientific organization headed by Aldrich Killian. In the comics, it was a straightforward terrorist organization and the evil counterpart to SHIELD, which originally was an offshoot of Captain America's World War II enemy, Hydra. And then also they have Roxxon in there too a lot. Like they the Roxxon fuel thing and everything. And Roxxon is actually a subsidiary of like whatever. It's the company that the Hand uses as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So a little interesting
Rocks on.
Roxxon, bro. This is also the no, actually I'll do that. I'll save that one for later. Never mind. I'm gonna save that one when we talk about soundtracks. Production was delayed on August 15th, 2012, when
No.
Robert Downey Jr.'s ankle was injured in a stunt.
Ooh.
So, Robert Downey Jr.'s performance. What do you guys think? Well,
Yeah.
number one, he's so fantastic. He carries this movie
Oh
100%.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
100%. A quick side note for me, because I think my thought is his dynamic with the kid is super cool. Like, I loved the line where he was all like, "Oh yeah," and then my dad left. He's like, "A lot of dads leave." Just suck
Oh,
it up
yeah.
kind of
Well.
thing. Oh yeah, he's like, "You know why? Because we're connected." Oh god, such a great scene.
So the writing's very up to par. Yeah.
Freaking great.
What they should have delved into a little bit more is Tony's drinking problem, because like,
Like I said from Iron Man 2.
yeah, yeah. So because that's a huge thing in the comics, is he's got a drinking problem. So
Mm.
yeah, so I don't know why they didn't lean on that harder. Him going through all of that stuff, the near death experience, all the worries and everything, and him like having his drinking be a crutch of sorts. So I don't know. I found that was a missed opportunity too.
I already ranted about this on Iron Man 2. I completely agree that yes, he should have it should have been alcohol, and then in this one maybe, he relapsed because he has PTSD from the war in New York City and everything like that. That would have been intense emotionally. And but I don't know. Yes, they do like the anxiety attacks stop, but later on in the MCU, like I completely agree that his PTSD is still there because that's what motivates him in Age of Ultron. That's what motivates him in Civil War. It's the PTSD from New York. That's what's fueling him this whole time. So, but it's just so subtle and you have to kind of connect the dots yourself. They should like outright talk about that. So yeah, it is. It is what it is. But I completely agree. I think his performance is the best in this than in
Well,
any of
doesn't
the others.
doesn't the kid bring that up though? Doesn't he ask if he has PTSD?
Hmm. Yeah, but it's like the only time that's ever referenced. Little side note: one of the marvelous facts was Tony tells a young child with glasses that he loved him in A Christmas Story. I laughed out loud at that one. And apparently, Peter Billingsley, who played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, was an executive producer on Iron Man and played a small role in it.
Nice.
I don't know who it was, but yeah,
I loved you in A Christmas Story, by the way.
awesome line. Yeah. So this is going on number one. You agree, Eric?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. What do you guys think of the CGI?
that's a lot of suits. That is a lot of
Mm.
suits.
So right now, number one is The Avengers. Number two is Iron Man. Number three, Iron Man 2. Number four, Thor. Five, Captain America. Six, The Incredible Hulk. So for me, at this point, I take Nate as the head the head council member of the MCU CGI list because like at this point, all these movies, they just look decent enough for me where I'm just like, I don't think about it even. I'm just like, yep, that looks about right.
Yeah,
And
I'm just like, okay, Nate wants to put it there, we'll put it there.
yeah, so I'm like, honestly, like, I agree that the set pieces are bigger in the Avengers, but I'm like, and I don't know, I don't know.
Little shout out before I have to applaud the song choice. Um, like I saw it one time, so when the movie started up, I was taken aback. I was like, "What am I watching?" Because Blue just came on by Eiffel 65. I'm like, what is the purpose of this? And then they're like, "Oh, back to the '90s," and I was like,
Right?
I'm so happy because it was one of my favorite songs back in the day. So I just shout out to that. hit me in my nostalgic spot.
Got you in a good mood right before the film, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well. First
Oh,
off,
look what I
first off.
did!
Okay, so you already said it's going under Iron Man 2. Okay, sweet. Yeah, soundtrack. But first, marvelous
Oh,
fact.
and
This is the only Iron
I
Man
did
movie
notice
with
that.
not a feature of an AC/DC song. Yeah.
Not happy about that.
Yeah. You can only use so much AC/DC apparently.
Oh.
And the first one he had freaking what is it?
Shoot to thrill.
No, he had suicidal tendencies, I think, in the first movie too.
Oh, suicidal tendency. Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, that was super cool song choice too. I would say that this probably goes under Iron Man 2 as well. Because it's Avengers, Iron Man 2, then Cap, Thor, Incredible Hulk. All right. Do you agree, Eric? Do you concur?
I conquer.
I conquer. Wow, that knocked a soundtrack out real quick. Cool. But now is the time, ladies and gentlemen, to guess the Rotten Tomato score.
Ooh.
It's the prices. I mean, the Rotten Tomato score is right.
Ooh. I'm gonna say 74.
Whoa. Okay. See, like if I hadn't seen already, I would have said like 65. Yeah. Well, I remember like walking out of the theaters being like, this sucked. So that's what I would say. You guys aren't very far off. It's 79.
Wow, that got high. Man.
Yeah, it's actually way higher than I thought it would be.
I definitely need Downey in Star Wars at some point.
No,
I don't
he's
know.
older.
I don't care.
I don't care. He just needs to.
No.
He would be a strange Jedi. I think he'd
No,
be
I think
better.
he'd be a better dark. Yeah, like an evil character.
Really?
Ron!
I think it's better. Yeah, I was thinking Smuggler. Yeah.
That would be cool. We'll call him Smuggles. Smuggles the Snuggler. It's a snuggle.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. I'll call up Lucas tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll set the appointment.
Yeah.
You got Robert.
See what I can do. He's a real stickler these days.
You mean she?
Well, going through there's so many there's appointments and people you have to go through. First you have to put it past George, and then he's like, okay, go to the lady that ruins everything, and you talk to her. And then if she lets me do it, then I'll talk to Favreau and
I don't want to think about it. MCU Action Scene. Which one do you guys want to rank?
Yeah, I think maybe the Mansion.
Ooh, that'd be an interesting one because he's not even in his suit. There's, well, no, I guess that's. Well, it's an action scene. It's not a fighting scene, but it's an action scene where they blow up the mansion. Yeah, they blow up the mansion. He transfers the armor and everything. I feel like that's the biggest set piece of the whole movie. I think we should just go to the final fight. I think that's the biggest one that we'll all remember, and that it's got the most suits, the most everything going on. Wait, right when he was like lifting his leg and he was about to cut it off, and then he took his leg out and then he cut off the robot's leg. Like it was some okay choreography, not too bad. I think so. The list is number 1, Avengers War in New York, Iron Man, the Golmira fight, Iron Man 2, Stark Expo. I think it goes right above the Thor shield base fight. All right, let's put it above Iron Man 2. Let's put it above Iron Man 2. So So it's going to be the new number 3. Iron Man 2 gets pushed down to number 4. Now we rank Tom Hiddleston's performance. Just kidding. This is the start. Obviously there's nothing to rank it to, but I'm still going to make the list. We are finishing a trilogy here. So this is, of course, number 1 on the Rank the Trilogies list. But we're going to be ranking the other trilogies that are in the MCU against the Iron Man trilogy. After credits scene, man.
It was
and then a few more marvelous facts. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I don't know.
Blockbuster.
It was an okay joke, I guess. Like
I don't think it is.
at the bottom, it's Captain America. I can't remember what the heck that after credit scene was. Oh yeah, that's stupid.
Which is
Yeah.
already in the movie.
Yeah. So what's Iron Man 2's? Because that's the one right above it. What was that after credit scene? Oh, I'd put it above the hammer. But there's going to be some after credit scenes that are just humor, especially like when we get into Guardians of the Galaxy and stuff like that. I'd put it above just seeing a hammer though. I'd put it above Captain America still because that thing is in the movie and it's dumb. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I agree with that.
So we're putting it above Captain America on after credit scene
Yeah.
because that's stupid. We'll go through the last two marvelous facts I have here. This is the first movie in the Iron Man franchise not to be directed by Jon Favreau, who turned down the offer for this movie in order to direct Magic Kingdom. He later admitted that not directing allowed him to have more fun with his character, Happy Hogan, saying that he was like a proud grandfather who doesn't have to change the nappies, but gets to play with the baby. It's weird. And the last one here is also about Jon Favreau. The idea that Happy Hogan's favorite television show is Downton Abbey was at the suggestion of Jon Favreau, who is actually a big fan of British television series.
Oh, he loves the IT crowd then. I love the IT crowd so much. Shout out to all the IT crowd lovers out there.
Leave a comment. Cool. So let's get to the final rankings here. The final we are, of course, starting phase 2, but the rank currently is number 1, The Avengers, 2, Iron Man, 3, Captain America, 4, Iron Man 2, and number 5, Thor, and then all the way at the bottom, The Incredible Hulk. I almost forgot about the black sheep. Where do we rank Iron Man 2 in the MCU? Did I say Iron Man 2? I meant Iron Man 3 if I said Iron Man 2.
It's like we're kind of in the middle, I guess.
Yeah, better than Hulk. I think it's better than Thor. Yeah. Iron Man 2. Yes. Yeah, that's what's difficult about it. I completely agree with you.
I say we put it underneath Iron Man 2 then. Yeah, the villain's just, I mean, the villain is so important to the movie. So they dropped the ball. Yeah, so it's too bad.
I agree. I agree. So that means number 1 Avengers, 2 Iron Man, 3 Captain America, 4 Iron Man 2, and number 5 is Iron Man 3. Number 6 is Thor, and way down at the bottom is the Incredible Hulk.
I remember not liking it and the controversy behind like the Mandarin. When I saw it, I was just like Winnie. Like I knew of the character, I knew about the 10 rings and what the application, what that could have been, and like what kind of villain he was to Tony. So I was looking forward to that. And then when he turned out not to be the Mandarin, like it ruined the movie for me. And that's all that stuck with me for the rest of the movie is that missed opportunity. So this time going in, knowing that twist is there already, I didn't have my focus like drawn away from the rest of the movie. So I just watched it knowing that was there and that they fixed that later. So it didn't bug me as much. So I just kind of like enjoyed it more.
Yep, agreed. No, these aren't bad movies, but they just, they make one of the best Avengers through these movies.
I can watch that movie like right now. It's that good. Yeah, I still feel bad that we never got an Iron Man 4.
For me also, like, I don't know, maybe I remembered it wrong, but I remember walking out of the theater and like thinking about it, and I was like, wait, so and this is another reason why I felt like insulted as a Marvel fan, is because they were like at the end of the movie, oh, I'm gonna blow up all my suits. I'm giving up all my suits. I'm not gonna be Iron Man anymore. That's the way I remembered it. But rewatching, I was like, that's not what happens. He's just like, oh, I'm gonna clean up. Like I'm gonna start from a clean slate again, and he blows everything. Exactly. And that's why later on, like in Infinity War and everything, he's just like walking the park or taking a jog with, Pepper and stuff. Like he's doing that kind of thing because he's not so focused on making the suits anymore, which I think is good and healthy. But yeah, it's interesting rewatching these, the things that you come across. Eric's so frozen. It's great. Yeah. You look at the fan, it's not moving. Well,
Man, I just
okay,
got
there we go.
stopped.
There
Just
we
got
go.
stopped. Man.
Uh,
Well,
At least
he's
I can see
gone.
your fans moving now. Like before the fan just stopped and I was like, yep, he's frozen. But anyways, thank you all for joining us for this revisit of Iron Man 3. But Eric, what is the next movie in the MCU?
Oh, goody. Tune in next time where we will talk about Thor, the Dark World.
All yours.
Ooh, man, I can't wait for this one.
Do we have to watch it?
Yes, we have to watch it.
Okay. I'm going to probably have to take notes on this one.
Yeah, so stay tuned for that one. But till then, thanks for watching. Have a marvelous day. And of course, stay frosty.